Biomedical research and public health are some of the huge losers in the Trump management's proposed budget. Funding from the National Institutes of Health flows to more than 2,600 establishments around the United States and creates more than 313,000 full and part-time jobs, in line with a 2016 study. It's not apparent how slashing billions from the NIH budget, as the Trump administration proposes, will deliver more jobs to United States. Its around $5.8 billion cut represents a 20% reduction in the NIH budget, which is approximately $30 billion. The federal government hands out most of this funding instead of spending it on its own employees. However, the budget proposal isn't clear on how much of the spending cuts target offers to university scientists. Federal research grant money flows commonly to universities, and they in flip spend billions to purchase equipment and services from local companies. Economist Bruce Weinberg and colleagues at Ohio State University checked out what occurred to federal research dollars that flowed to 9 major Midwestern universities. In year 2012, these 9 institutions obtained approximately $7 billion for research, more than half of which came from the NIH, the National Science Foundation and other funding agencies. The universities spent almost around $1 billion on goods and services from U.S. vendors and subcontractors. 16% went to vendors in the university's home county, over 16% was spent someplace else in the state, and the stability was spread to companies across the United States. University researchers purchase chemicals and other components needed for experiments and purchase laboratory equipment. There are whole industries dedicated to supporting biomedical research. The price range proposal doesn't include a particular funding figure for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which had a budget around of $7 billion in 2016. However, the proposed budget says it reforms the CDC through a new $500 million block grant that would increase state flexibility and focus on the leading public health challenges to each state. No additional details are included, however, that could mean diverting those funds from the CDC's core budget to provide block grants to individual states. The budget also requires for the creation of a new federal emergency response fund that would be designed to rapidly respond to public health outbreaks, such as Zika. This is a concept that has been gaining support lately, particularly in the wake of the Ebola outbreak in West Africa and the emergence of Zika as a threat to pregnant women and their infants. President Obama's emergency funding request to respond to Zika got mired in politics in Congress. The budget doesn't specify how huge this new fund would be. The proposed budget is silent on the National Science Foundation, which affords approximately $7 billion a year in grants to researchers in many fields.